he hits Jalen Carter with the back juke, like the Reggie Bush San Diego State back juke, one that would make Chris Berman go, whoop! I was hoping my voice would cooperate better than that. Anthony, do you have the actual drop? Did we ever wind up pulling that?
Yeah, I put him in the folder.
We got to get it because man, this play deserves it. I mean, the juke that he hits, and it's not just on anyone. It's on Jalen Carter. And then, I got it. He hits the... What? Let's dive right in with 10 observations from what was, I feel like I've said this a lot this season, one of the wildest football games that I have ever seen.
Number 1.
Man, the way you bridge a gap between talent and winning. Your team, your roster on paper should be a 6-7 win team. And I don't know, let's say you have, with 2 games remaining, 10. Is with situational excellence. This team, in key situations, was not perfect yesterday. End of the half, Jayden throws his first pick. End of the second half, not quite the bitter end, but the end of the second half, what should have been their last chance, he throws an interception. Uncharacteristic for him, but it happened. And there's a couple of other key moments where you'd like to see some better play, but that's the NFL. But by and large, this team, in the moments, what they like to call winning time moments, where games are decided, is unbelievable. They're so well prepared for those moments. And, Dan Quinn had an aw shucksness to him about this story. But on Friday, they ran the same exact play that they had the game-winning touchdown to Crowder on. And while the play is designed for Ertz and mostly goes for Ertz and has on a couple of occasions this year, on Friday, for whatever reason, it was run against the same coverage and the ball went to Crowder. They line up in the game on Sunday, game on the line. They've just spiked the ball. By the way, perfect execution on all of that. They spike the ball. They get lined up. Lo and behold, it's the same exact coverage. And Jayden, without hesitation, stares down Jamison Crowder, rips a ball to him up the middle. Bang, bang, touchdown gang, ball game is over. It was the same coverage. It's funny how it works out that way. That's basically what Dan said. Oh, it's funny how it works out. It's not funny. It's not coincidence, man. Take ownership of that, Dan. Y'all were prepared. Cliff and his offensive staff, we're going to talk about it later in this 1st and 10, but they were prepared for Philadelphia, which is saying something because they were very unprepared the first time they played. A lot to do with the short week. Cliff put too much in. They didn't own anything. They owned the stuff that they did yesterday in especially 3rd down, especially 4th down, although that was much more Jayden making plays. And obviously the red zone, they were sensational. So to hear Terry tell me after the game, oh, that drive was just like practice, that tells you just how prepared this team was for that moment. And at times they haven't come through in some of those this year. They've come up just short. They haven't made the plays, but more often than not, they have. And when games are decided in the margins, this team practices in the margins. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And by the way, in order to do that, because they get the same amount of practice time as everyone else, they make the game really simple in the middle. And the fact that they can keep it simple while be as effective as they are, and then dedicate the time and energy to the margins, it's a well-organized team. That's a lot on DQ as a head coach who has been there before and had a plan when he got the job the second time around of how he wanted to run the football team.
Number 2.
The phrase, "this guy's a winner," gets thrown out a lot. I cannot remember an NFL football player this young in his career, certainly, but outside of like a Mahomes, that is just more emblematic of that dude's a winner than Jayden Daniels. This guy figures it out in a way that is so rare. And Mahomes has this. Like, this is why Mahomes is great for all the other things. And Jayden is also supremely talented from a physical gift standpoint. The liveliness of his arm, obviously the elusiveness that he has with his legs, his decision-making. There's a ton of stuff. But to know which tool to go to, which club to pull out of the bag at which time, that is kind of the Mahomes special, right? Pat has this incredibly lively arm. You can throw it short. You can throw it deep. You can throw it from any arm angle. He can make any play at any time. But the moment calls for me to do this right now. So I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this because it's a this moment. Oh, next fourth and whatever, third and whatever, key moment. Got to have it. No timeouts. It's a that moment, and I'm going to do that. He just always makes the winning play. And Daniels feels like one of those guys in a way that is truly, truly, truly rare. A couple of examples from the game. There's the obvious of the fourth downs, right? 4th and 4, he gets 5. 4th and 11, he gets 29. But there is a play with 1:06 to go where they run a quarterback draw. Or I should say they run a quarterback draw. And it should be a gain of 2, 3. And instead, he hits Jalen Carter with the back juke, like the Reggie Bush San Diego State back juke, one that would make Chris Berman go, whoop! I was hoping my voice would cooperate better than that. Anthony, do you have the actual drop? Did we ever wind up pulling that?
Yeah, I put him in the folder.
We got to get it because man, this play deserves it. I mean, the juke that he hits, and it's not just on anyone. It's on Jalen Carter. And then I got it, Ant. He hits the what? On Jalen Carter. Man, that is a special play. But that's one that anyone can see. Here's one, Anthony, I'm curious if you remember this and just you see how important it is. 2 plays later, they run an RPO. This is down in the red zone. There's like 30-something seconds to go. They run an RPO, and Jayden decides he's going to throw it. So RPO, run pass option. Run option is maybe there. Could have been a nice little gain. Instead, he goes for the throw. Problem is, the entire right side, or someone on the right side where he's looking to throw it, misses the call. He turns to throw. There's no one looking for the football. So I don't know whether it was supposed to be a bubble, a quick slant, whatever, but I think all 3 dudes went to go block. Someone's got to be the guy who catches it. And that play with quick pressure, which there is, should be a -3. That was a 2nd and 3. And let's say it's even a -5. That 2nd and 3 becomes 3rd and 8 if he takes a sack there. Instead, he instantly recognizes, oh, God, I'm in trouble. And he runs forward, kind of behind B-Rob, where B-Rob would have run if he had handed it off, and gains 2 yards. It's 3rd and 1 instead of 3rd and 8. They run B-Rob, spike it. First play after the spike is the touchdown. That little thing, that winning play of turning -5 into +2 is the type of margins that I'm talking about when you talk about this team wins and makes winning plays in the margins. And some of them are planned because they run routes in certain situations. You think of the play right before the Hail Mary against Chicago, like on and on, the list of just perfectly executed plays in key moments. That's not perfectly executed. In fact, that's a botched play in a big moment. But Jayden makes it right because that is who he is. That is the specialness of him, which leads us to something that I said on Friday.
Number 3.
That thank God they went with. Anthony, what did we say at 6:30 on Friday? We got done with pick 6. We were like, man, that was really hard. We don't talk about pick 6, our quarterbacks in the pick 6. Let's talk about Jayden. And what I say about DQ and how I wanted him to manage this game.
He needed to be aggressive.
Needed to be aggressive. Needed to understand, like, hey, you're the underdog here. And he needed to play like Jayden Daniels was his best player.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, did he. 4th and 11. We're down 2 scores. 3rd quarter. Let's party. I trust the kid to make it happen. 4th and 4. 2nd quarter. Still early. No one's going to get too mad at you if you punt there. No. Like, we need to go. They played this game like Jayden Daniels was their best player, and they put the ball in his hands in key spot after key spot, and he delivered. And that is how this team is going to reach the absolute peak of his powers, not only this season, but hopefully long, long into the future, a future that will hopefully include many playoff appearances, one that we hope includes Lombardi trophies. But just for right now, to see them put the faith in him like that, to manage the game the way the game demanded it be managed. That was a great job by DQ. It was a great job by Cliff. They didn't mess around with the running game more than they had to because they realized it was just not there. They trusted the rookie to get it done, and by golly, he sure did. When we get back, more on the Commanders' offense and some really cool details from Cliff Kingsbury's day, plus how the defense turned it around and finally stopped Saquon Barkley in the second half. It's 1st and 10 to get us started on the Hoffman Show on the Team 980 and always live on the free Odyssey app.